In this video, we're going to take some time to look at a couple of other things that we can quickly do with the EL syntax. And we probably won't use these as much, but it's nice to know that these capabilities exist in case we do need them. What we're going to use is the EL math and logic operations.war file, and we're going to see a bunch of different math and logic expressions that we can actually do. Now we can do direct math using the EL, or we can actually set variables or attributes or put things into scopes like page or session. We can pull those as well and then use those in calculations. Once we get that loaded, we only have one page in this, and it's just the index.jsp, which is just going to contain a list of a bunch of different math operations, very simple things, and a couple different ways that we can actually list them out. So here we can see we have 2 plus 2 equals, and then we just explain the expression 2 plus 2. So you can see right there we can do math right in the expression of regular old numbers. Same thing here, 2 times 6, 16 divided by 8. Here you can do a greater than, 32 greater than 50, and that will be a truth or a logic. And that will print out true or false based on what that is. And I wanted to show you there are multiple ways to do some of the logic operations. So we have greater than, which is the actual greater than sign, but with the expression language we can also use a GT variable to signify greater than. That can be handy if we are running into the situation where greater than is causing a problem for whatever reason. We can just use GT. The thing about using that is you can't just print out GT in the expression. You have to actually have it in the value attribute of some other control, such as the input tag. So here again is 100 less than 1,000. Here again is 100 less than 1,000. And then we have 100 equal to 100. We can do that with the EQ as well. We could also do equals equals in an expression. And so I left a few of those. We don't need to keep repeating everything. You can use your logic to see that we can do just about anything we want to with the logic operations as well as with math right there in the expression itself. So there's some ands and some ors to print out a couple things. And then just to simulate some variables, I went ahead and used the page context. Since we're never going to leave this page, we can use the page context and just have those variables working. Just gives us a nice chance to actually look at that as well. We can pull from the page scope and then use those variables in some calculations as well. And we can actually put those calculations side by side into the same expression and get the value that we're expecting. So here I have pi set to 3.14159, a radius of 2, a width of 40, and a length of 10. So what we can see here is that if we try to get the circle, we need pi times radius squared. So that's actually our formula. We're just going to print that out. Circle area equals 3.14159 times 2 squared. And then we'll actually print out the value here by using this entire expression wrapped around multiple expression variables. So you can see that just like we could do 2 times 2, we can do pi times radius, where we're pulling those values directly from expressions that are actually going into the context variables there. Same thing for square area, length times length, and rectangle area, length times width. So you can see just some basic math, some basic operations that you can do that might come in handy in certain situations using EL. Save yourself a little bit of time having to build Java programs. Let's go ahead and just run this, watch our page work with all these calculations. And we can see there's all of our logic put in place. And it does print out like we expected. We have our different values being set into different places. Our calculations were done as we expected.